Hello and welcome to another short posted in the past video. Today I'm going to talk about 3 postcards that I've researched and included in my second book, Second Delivery. When I begin researching the postcards that I've included in either of my books, I don't know anything about them other than I can find the recipient in an official record, and that will probably be the 1901 or the 1911 census in the UK, or 1900, 1910 census in America. And so that's my starting point. So I have no idea what I'm going to discover. Now, sometimes a postcard will connect with another postcard chosen at random, and they create a theme. In my second book, for instance, I found that I had 3 postcards that each had the story of a divorce connected to the family, and so that created a theme and allowed me to show the process of the separation and the grounds actually for divorce in one case, which was graphically recorded and available for me to find. So these themes sometimes find me. I don't know what I'm going to actually discover. And so the 3 postcards that I've chosen today do create a theme, and it will be quite obvious what that theme is once I start. The first postcard is a lovely one of the American flag, and was sent in America. It was sent from Pennsylvania, and it was sent to Harry Neyland, and you can see that it's been redirected on. And it was originally addressed to Hamilton in Ontario, Canada, and then it was sent on to Brooklyn in New York. And the address in Hamilton was actually the Hamilton Art School. And when I looked up the address in Brooklyn, I found that that was also an art school. And Harry Neyland was actually a professor at college, and he also was a relatively successful artist. He was known for painting maritime scenes and actually illustrated books about ships. He trained in America, and he also trained in France, and I found him in passenger lists sailing to and from France as well. So it's got an interesting story. I didn't know anything about this man before I looked at the postcard. And that's one of the aspects that I love about what I do, because all these stories are out there, aren't they? We're trying to find them. This second postcard is another American one, and it's of a hospital in America, in Rhode Island. And I chose it because in the second book, I had several cards that connected to Great Ormond Street Hospital, sent by people that work there, sent to children who were patients in the hospital, and other things. And I thought it would be nice if I had an American hospital. And so that's why I chose this postcard. It's actually of Blackstone Hospital in Pawtucket in Rhode Island. And it was actually sent to Upper Tooting in London. And it was sent to a Miss May Lee from her sister. And I don't start the research of these postcards until I've actually received them, until I have them in my hand. So I don't necessarily pay too much attention to the message. I will have looked to see if I could find May in an official record, and that would be enough at that time. I don't want to get too attached to them in case the card gets lost in the post or something. But anyway, I'll just read the message to you. Dear sister, this is our hospital. I often think of you and hope that you are realizing your ambition, that of being one of the best painters in the world. If you do not find it convenient to send letters, send me a postcard once in a while. Goodbye, with love, from your sister Daisy. Now, I found Daisy in America in official records, working as a nurse. So this is obviously where she was working. But of course, my interest was piqued, wondering about her sister and had she become a successful artist. And actually, yes, she did. Um, I found lots of examples of her work online, and she painted portraits of dignitaries. If you think about going into a civic building, a town hall, and they will often have wonderful portraits of past mayors or aldermen or whatever in their official gowns, and that's the kind of portrait that she was painting, and they are absolutely stunning. Now, very often, perhaps you might see on the Antiques Roadshow, an official takes along something of this kind, this kind of portrait, for evaluation, and they aren't actually terribly valuable because the interest is the local connection. But they're stunning works of art, and you can certainly say that about what this artist was able to produce. But the fascinating thing about her was that, well, there were several things actually. I mean, she married late in life, and her husband was an engineer and an architect, and he designed a lot of the mills that we have in parts of the country. Some of them today are listed buildings, obviously not in use. But one of the things that I found fascinating about it, bearing in mind that I wanted a postcard because of a hospital because of the Great Ormond Street story, was that she'd actually painted a portrait which hangs in the hospital, which used to be next door to Great Ormond Street Hospital, which a convoluted link, but actually a remarkable coincidence, I thought. So that's the second postcard that I have today. And this is the last one, which is it's another American card. And so that makes it even more strange that you find these connections. And it's off Grant's tomb in New York. And you can go online and look on Google, and you can still travel round the tomb. Although when I looked, it's parked cars everywhere, and very very well established trees as well. So it doesn't look like it does there, but you can actually see it. Anyway, the postcard, like I say, it was sent in America, but it was sent to Australia. And I found Phil Goatcher, who was the recipient, living at the address. I found him in Melbourne, in Australia, and then I was able to create his family tree. He was actually born in England, and he was an artist. He actually was a renowned artist of the backdrops in theatres, and um, be would have a really good strong following in this country, in the West End in particular. He would paint the some of the most iconic backdrops. The very few examples online that I could find in this country. He left England and settled in America and worked there. He left England with his wife and children, and they settled in America for some time. And for whatever reason, the couple separated, and he then moved to Australia, to where the card was sent, and married in Australia, married the daughter of a hairdresser, and had at least two children in Australia. And he worked in Australia painting these backdrops. And in the town hall in Boulder, which is a converted theatre, one of his backdrops is still there. And in normal circumstances, they arrange tours of the building, and the backdrop is lowered and raised using the original wooden mechanism. So in Boulder in particular in Australia, and in New York as well, where he worked, and very much so in this country, in London, he was very, very well known for painting these backdrops. And he seemed quite a character as well, an artistic temperament, shall we say. Anyway, that's the end of this short video. I hope you've enjoyed it. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook as posted in the past. And every day I share a postcard, which could be from one of my books or it could be one that I haven't researched yet. And there are more videos available if you'd like to watch. Thank you.